November, and I figured I had to make a video about it. I don't think it's talked enough, just about how fascinating the political system and political climate is there right now. First off, I'll give you a quick explainer of all the political parties in Parliament in descending order of seats. Also, if you want to skip this, I will. The timestamp will be on screen, and 5:38. If you just want to hear about the election. First, the National Party. This is the party that is currently in charge over there, albeit under a coalition government with the ACT Party and the New Zealand First Party, who we'll get to later. They currently have 49 seats in Parliament. They are centre-right ideologically, and they have a distinctly more liberal conservative bent, as they were originally formed as a merger of pro-free market and conservative parties to combat the growing influence of the Labour Party at the time. They have also been in power longer than any other party in New Zealand, but I'm not really sure to the extent that this is their sort of mythos, as it is like for the Liberal Party in Australia. Next up, the Labour Party. This party is currently the main opposition party in Parliament. They currently have 34 seats in Parliament. They are centre-left ideologically and the major left-wing party in New Zealand. But from what I've seen, they seem to be ideologically similar to the Australian Labor Party, being socially progressive and vaguely socially democratic economically. These guys are also currently the front runners for the next election as I'm making this video. Now we have the first minor party, the Green Party. This party currently the biggest non-major party in the Parliament, having 15 seats, although the polls show that they are likely to lose that status in the next election to either the ACT Party or the New Zealand First Party. They are, I would say, a lot more ideologically moderate than the Australian Greens. However, they are still probably slightly to the left of the New Zealand Labor Party. Now, this is the first one of the minor parties that is part of the coalition with the Nationals currently, the ACT Party. They currently have 11 seats in Parliament. Ideologically, they are libertarian conservatives, your Ron Paul types. Internationally, probably best known for wanting to remove and tweak some parts of the Treaty of Waitangi and other general populist stuff like that. Second, lastly, we have the New Zealand First Party. This party is currently in the coalition government with the Nationals, contributing, but post-election, that's currently looking a bit shaky, albeit they are a right-wing populist party, albeit partially in left-wing and more nationalist economically, with the party originally forming due to the neoliberal policies of the Nationals government of the time. These guys are projected to do very well in the next election, tipped to gain somewhere around 6 seats from now in the next election. Finally, we have the Maori Party. They are the smallest party in Parliament, only controlling 5 out of 6 of the Maori electorates. Wait, no, 6 out of the number after that. I'm not saying the thing. I don't want to contribute to that stupid meme. Ideologically, they are a left-wing progressive party. Mostly focused, however, on issues relating to Maoris in New Zealand and general Maori interests. They are currently doing horrible in the polls, with the Opportunity Party, a centrist, pragmatic party, currently being ahead of them in the popular vote. Now, New Zealand's electoral system, it's quite unique for an Anglo country. They have a unicameral parliament, meaning only one House of Government. They used to have a Senate that was similar to the UK House of Lords. They got rid of that in 1950 though. Like Australian ballots, they have 2 votes. One for currently one of 71 electorates that use the normal first past the post voting system. Basically, whoever gets the most wins. This system used in America or the UK. There are also 7 separate Maori electorates that you're able to choose to register to vote in instead of the general electorates. If you are a person who is Maori, you can. I'm bad at reading off a script still. I'm still learning here. These are generally where the Maori Party gets most of their seats and support from, with 6 currently being controlled by the Maori Party, and 1 by the Labour Party. They also have a party list vote using a closed list, and I have no clue how to pronounce this Sante Lug method, where you vote for a party across the whole country, and if they get more than 5% of the vote or win an electorate, they are entitled to a share of the party list seats in Parliament. This is where most of the minor parties get their seats from, as the first past the post voting system makes it difficult for non-major parties to win seats in those. Alright, now that's done with, we can get on to the fun stuff, the election. So in the 2023 election, the incumbent Labour government was defeated by Christopher Luxon and the National Party. After, under Jacinta Ardern, nothing really ever got done. The economy started exploding. COVID started making granddads go schizo on Facebook, and her basically being female Justin Trudeau. She even tried to swap out a before the election trick, resigning as the Labour Party leader on the 22nd of January, and she also resigned as Prime Minister 3 days later, with her being replaced by Chris Hipkins on both. However, unlike Trudeau, yeah, this did not work, and Christopher Luxon's National Party entered government under a coalition agreement with the ACT Party and New Zealand First parties. This government has not gone well. He was basically elected on a mandate of fixing the economy, getting it into shape, which has not happened. The economy is basically on fire there right now. It is, like, terrible. Like, it is probably double worse than ours. They have a GDP growth rate. I was reading my script wrong for a second. 0.18% last year. They're even in a literal recession at one point. You know, the Europeans, they've got the Syrian refugee crisis. Australia, we have the Kiwi refugee crisis. I think about like 72,000 or so left there in 2025. Probably more. And also, like, the anti-Maori Crown co-governance policies passed largely because of his coalition partners. They haven't really helped his public image much. From my understanding, it's a very tail wags the dog situation. So, yeah, the incumbent government, not the most popular there right now. They have an approval rating of negative 19% right now. However, the Nationals and the right-leaning parties, they do have a combined majority in the polls currently, which might sound like a bit like they're the favourite to form next government. Yeah, no, and it's all because of one man, this fellow right here, Winston Peters. This guy is the leader of the right-wing populist New Zealand First Party, and you might presume that would make him only want to form coalition with the Nationals. Yeah, no. Peters has criticised the other parties while he's in government with them, and has called David Seymour the leader of the ACT Party, and I assure you, this is real. You can look it up. A accidental Maori and a cuckolded puppet, and challenged him to a literal boxing match. How is this real? Like, yeah, and Peters, he does have a history of working with the Labour Party, and it's looking increasingly likely because of that. The next New Zealand government will be some kind of an unholy coalition between Labour, Greens, maybe the Opportunity Party, and New Zealand First, which that would be interesting, but from what I know, it isn't fully unprecedented in New Zealand. There is also every possibility that that just doesn't happen, and Peters backs the Nationals, which I think it's a more unlikely conclusion, but it's still definitely a possibility to keep your eyes open for, since they are a lot more aligned ideologically, and it'd be much easier for them to work together. However, attaching yourself to a increasingly unpopular government might not be the best idea for your political future. Now, the final coalition scenario is a Labour Greens government. It looks unlikely at the minute, but keep in mind 6 months is a long time in politics, and the polls have been on a slight up curve recently for them, so it is a possibility. There is also the possibility of the Opportunity Party being included if they are able to win seats in Parliament, which is looking increasingly possible for them, and are needed for a majority. Also, the Maori Party is kind of on complete fire at the minute, and making a coalition with them would kind of be like a death sentence to Labour. So if they had to choose between Maori Party or Big Pete, they would choose Big Pete. It could happen though. I kind of doubt it though. Thank you all for watching the video. This video, it was a lot of fun to make. I'm really enjoying having more time to make my videos. It's really awesome and it makes me able to just make better quality ones. Uh, yeah, so I hope you're all having a splendid day. But also, when this election happens, I will likely be streaming it, so keep your eyes open for that. And also, yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And make sure to like and subscribe.